Hi, Naruptors. How you guys doing? We're back another podcast session, and we have a very special guest in our midst by the name of Warship. And for those who are not knowing, this is actually our first guest that we've ever had, and we're so excited to have you.
Pleasure is mine. Pleasure is mine. Pleasure is mine.
Hope
Thanks
you're
for
good.
having me. Yeah, I
Hope
am.
you're
I
good.
am. I am.
That's cool. That's cool. I said we'll get to it right now. Like for those who don't
All
know who
right.
Worship is, you are like, who are you?
Hmm. Okay, so do I say what shift is or I am? Uh,
Um,
well, I am. Worship is a recording singer and songwriter
okay.
um from Nigeria.
Okay.
Um, yeah, my names are Daniel Gidi. I go by
Okay.
the name Worship. Yeah, so yeah, that's who I am.
How'd you get the name though? How?
Well, let's see. It started a long time ago, I think from like secondary school.
Okay.
I went to a Christian secondary school. So
Where's that?
you said?
Where's that? Where's that?
Oh, that's in Nigeria. Daystar Christian Academy in
Okay.
Kaduna. I grew in Kaduna. That's like in north
Okay.
of Nigeria. Yeah,
Okay.
so um yeah, so at the time we're growing, so we're always into the whole we're not I mean it's what we were always. I mean I am a Christian, so it's like at the time I was surrounded by the whole school. It's a Christian school, so everything
Yeah,
around
yeah.
you just
Hey.
so I figured, but I was into music as well, but I just sang a little in choir here and there. I never really followed the choir on stage. I was too terrified, so I'll go for rehearsal and then I'll run away when it's time to perform. So it was that kind of thing. And I didn't want my name to have like some form of strings. Everybody that sings at the time wants to be something strings, something
Yeah, I
keys.
feel
I just didn't want that. So
Leo.
yeah, at the time I'll tell you that when it started, I was looking for a different way to like spell worship
Okay.
because I mean the truth of the matter is at that point in time I could tell that the whole idea between the music and the fan base and the relationship between that trio, the music, the fan base, and the musician, is kind of like a worship thing that happens between three of them. That
Okay.
kind of. So, but then I thought about it, I was like, worship, and then I began to like go deep into it, find more meanings for it. So it was like, as at the time, it started off like something I picked, but then over time, it became like something that picked me. So it was, you
Oh,
know,
that's fine.
yeah. So
That's
it's like, you have war, you have sheep. The name kind of like speaks balance in a way.
yeah. Actually,
So
like
yeah, so you have,
it's not like things I've actually heard before because like sheep are very peaceful and they are
mm,
tranquil,
yeah,
but like
that's the
war is
first
like
thing that
violence.
would, yeah. So
I
yeah,
feel
like
like
what's a sheep doing in war, you know,
exactly.
and
It's
what's
also
war to a sheep?
yeah. It also like shows like I think like human nature in general. Like people can
Yeah,
easily be
yeah. Actually,
violent and
it has
peaceful.
like a place in like humanity as a whole because
True.
um we are sheep. It's like that kind of idea, like we are
Yeah.
sheep, but life in itself seems pretty intense,
Okay.
and every living every day is like a hustle of
True
some
that.
sort. Plus, plus our environment from where we're coming from and all of that. So
True.
it's like it's not up to you anymore. It's fine to be sheep, but it's dangerous to just be sheep. So it's
Yeah.
like you have to grow some horns to that sheep and be ready for anything. So it's that kind of idea. So it's treat people nicely, but you are also prepared should so it's balance, as I said.
Yeah.
Yeah.
That's actually dope. Like that's a very deeper meaning. So that's cool. So like when the music start for you exactly.
I started putting on music officially 2018, December 4th. That's when I put on my first single ever. I had
Wow.
been singing before the time, like I said, choir stuff.
Yeah.
Um, I had written a couple of things, nothing major, like nothing too into music. It's just that was just a boy doing his thing, growing in the process. But when I first like had music, I was 2018, December. Yeah, yeah, that was when it all started for me.
Was there anything that like prompted that decision to like do music or anything?
Hmm. Music has something that's always been a part of my
Part of
life. I
you.
won't say a part of me, but a part of my life. It's
Okay.
like I grew up on all these music, reggae, blues,
Okay.
jazz. If you go into the
Yeah.
artists, really, you have Fela, you have Dolly Parton, you have Kenny Rogers. Really, it was it, and my pops liked music, so it was that kind of thing. So music was always around. I always had a strong sense of appreciation for it,
Yeah.
and I wanted to do it. If I saw music happening somewhere, I wanted to be a part of it. I would maybe struggle being in front of people at the time, but I would want to be a part of it, no matter how little. It
Yeah.
it seemed to just be something that resonated with me. Had a pulling for it, had a pulling for me. So it was that kind of thing, you know. So yeah,
When you mention like these people that you call fella, people that influence
yeah.
people that like you hear, like I feel in some way like I can like hear that in you actually from like your voice. You
Oh,
don't sound
okay.
you don't sound like basic, but
Yeah,
you don't
yeah.
sound like
Actually,
regular artists or basic people. You sound quite different. Like if I put you on in a place that if I put like I connect my phone to the speaker and I'm playing your song and it's a place I never
yeah.
heard your song, I'll probably be like, oh, what's that? Like who is that? Like what's that? Like
Mm.
they haven't really heard it before.
They haven't
And
really heard it
so
before.
yeah, like so it's so different. So
Yeah, thank you.
so like from the EP, like or like how do you come up with the EP?
Okay.
Like your
That's
new
Times I
EP,
Lied, I believe.
the
This
times
new
are
EP
like
that was dropped. Yeah. To be honest, I think I started putting the EP together in sometime January, and
okay.
actually it was supposed to be a two-song project. That was the truth. I mean, that is the truth. It
A two-song
was
project.
supposed, yeah, it was supposed to be a two-song project.
Okay.
Uh, I think so. While we were putting it together at the time, I think I fell ill, so we had to
Oh,
like slow down on the work. So slowing down on the work gave me more time
so
to
yeah,
like reflect on stuff, and in no time, I myself became the center of like observation for the project, like how I view things, how I perceive things, what I think, what I feel half of the time. Basically, not going so deep, but just like surface view, really. So, we had other songs, a lot of songs at the time till now, and I just
yeah,
felt this particular other song, that was I Lied, and then
okay.
the misplaced intro. Those were the last songs we added. The only songs we had at the time were Time and Split. Yeah, that's what I thought I was going to do. That's what I wanted to do. But the thing with me is music can always be better. And the longer it stays in my hand, the more likely it is going to change.
Better. Yeah, I feel like
yeah, it became that
I
was how it
that
became a four-song project.
like it's the kind of person that I would say like a perfectionist.
Yes, I am. I am. I
So
actually am.
that means you're like very like should I put this out? Should I not put this out? That kind of thing. You get
Uh, well, the truth is, it's two things for me. We could look at it
okay,
like as a creative, and we could look at it as somebody who is deciding to make music a business. You know,
okay,
so it's
okay,
like if it's going to be as a creative, I could always feel like, what if people don't? because I
What?
mean, I could write a song, and besides just people vibing, I know someday at some point in time they'll come around. You understand? But
Yeah,
like beyond that is the um what's the word now? The worry of, could these people collectively be past this point in their minds? I don't know
yeah, I
if you
feel.
understand. Yeah. So it's
Yeah,
like, if as the whole worshippers fan base, they are either behind or in front, which you can't really know where they are at, really. So sometimes, because I think that's why musicians have to like use snippets from time to time, so that they can have an idea on where these
what
people
you're trying to
are.
say. Yeah,
Yeah. So I think that was a creative, but as someone who wants like, I mean, someone who takes music as his business, is like, okay, irrespective of how I feel, we have to
mhm.
get this out. We have to put something out at least. The rules are, it should not be less than what you put out before. It should not be too basic. I mean, there should be some form of growth. Else, what that means is that you're in the same place, and you would give your fan base stale product. It's that kind of idea. So it's like, sure, put it out. It's going to expand your catalog. Um, it's going to reach out to even more people, no matter how little, but even more people.
Yeah,
So, and no matter how little the genuine fan base is, these are the people you're marketing towards, with the hopes of increasing the fan base. So while you look for things that will attract other people, you have to keep these people busy, or else for people that you want to attract, you would lose the people you already have. So you see the two sides now. So it's like,
I did actually. So music is like a full time thing for you. That's what you're saying. You're going to it full.
yeah, fully.
Mm.
I mean, the transition is a phase. Like I said, that's a phase. It's like it's a phase really, but it's like it
Mm-hmm.
transitions through the phase. So music is what it is for me. I do not perceive myself as a musician who would go hard, go hard, go hard, and then come out on some day and be like, okay, I'm retiring. I might do something like that, but what it would just be is I won't be on stage hopping around for everybody again. Because at some
Yeah.
point, age would, if we stay
It,
alive that long,
it,
age, you get.
it,
But
it
what I
will go.
intend is, there's a set of people I intend to like reach out to and impact for the
Yeah.
time I'm here. And it's those people that would carry with me to the old days of the career, because it's still in my head. I still envision myself being an old singer. I mean, we've had old singers. It's so cool.
I feel, man.
But yeah, but at that point, everybody's, I mean, you and I would not be like this
Of
again. Do you
course.
get?
Now
So
it will be
the,
now it
the
will be like old people, like jamming up to old people.
yeah, do you understand? But
Yeah.
the good thing I've noticed about the music is it transcends age, because
Timeless.
I've seen kids walk up to me and they're like, we heard your song and we really like it, and how can they get it? But these kids don't have phones, so I have to, you know, it's just very interesting. So yeah,
Actually, it is. It is.
yeah,
Like
music is pretty full time.
it's timeless, it's relatable. Like the first time I heard time, but I actually heard time
Yeah,
from you did a freestyle. How you
yeah.
freestyle.
When I started it, we started it
Yeah,
live.
yeah. So I sent to my guy. My guy sent to me. I was not like, I was like one of my first times of like knowing you. So I was like, guy,
Yeah,
say listen after I recorded. So I was not like, and I listened to that time freestyle. I was like, damn, like the part that when you like transcended that you pitched, I was like, Jesus Christ, like damn, like guys, this guy is actually good. And the fact that like I listened to that song at that time and I liked it, but
yeah,
after like you now put it as like your EP, like you now
mm,
put like produced it well, and the whole intro part whereby it talked about like social media being like kind
yeah.
of is
Toxic.
disadvantage. Exactly.
Yeah,
I was like, guy, that is so true. Like the fact that I was hearing that guy in the background saying something like, guy,
yeah.
people where they insult people we like they're
People,
trying to like feel good
people,
for themselves.
people when they depressed, they insult people when no they depressed so that then go they
Exactly,
happy.
guy.
Yeah,
That's so true. It
Yeah, yeah,
happens so
yeah,
like
yeah, yeah.
coming out from school, like I see it on the reg, especially with guys. We
Big
see that
guys.
because we are sad, honestly, man.
Well,
But like
you know.
that was really sick. Like, what's your favorite song of the EP though?
Hmm. Hmm.
Hmm.
uh. Okay. It's hard to talk about to say what my favorite song is without like having to reference the different points in time like I made the songs and the
Okay.
different things for me because I feel like later on in my career I'm going to like have meetings where I just meet with worshippers and we're just like I want them to tell me what they understand, like what it means to
Stand by
them.
the song.
Yes, because I know they relate, but I know it's not the same experience. So, but yeah, if I'm to pick like a favorite song, is def going to be Misplaced Intro, followed by maybe Split. Maybe I lied. It's tough for me to pick two because the songs are pretty nice. But yeah,
Guys,
Misplaced Intro, Split, I lied, Time, or Time Split, Misplaced Intro, I lied. I could list them in any order at this point. But
honestly,
you know,
that's like I really dig the fact that he kept like an intro at the end, and
mm,
so it's so relaxing. Like the whole mood
mm,
stuff. I really, as like a music fan, as a music addict, like I
mm,
really do pay attention to like intros and outros. I really do feel like it's like it's just like when you enter somebody's house, they're trying to like
mm,
welcome you. Then if you're leaving the house, they're
yeah.
still like
They're trying to say
bye.
goodbye.
You
Yeah,
can't
yeah,
just
yeah.
a guest
Yeah,
can't just like a guest like you inviting a guest to your house, but you can't just say my friend enter inside that kind of thing. You have to like welcome the person, like know what you're entering
mm,
to. I'm not trying to
nowhere.
like yeah, I'm not trying to
Yeah.
kidnap you or anything. Then when you're trying to when the person is leaving, you also like tell the
Like
person, yo,
farewell.
bye,
Yeah.
farewell, that kind of thing. I like that kind of like feeling I felt because I really do feel like young artists and people that are like the Gen Z like you and me that are coming up, like I really do feel we often like pay so much attention. Like people that are actually very like musical addicts to pay attention like the intro, the outro, because we
Mm,
listen a lot. Like
we
we
listen.
actually listen to a lot of people,
True.
like
True.
from diaspora to our cultural people here, like Nigeria. Honestly, man, like we are really talented, and you are really talented.
We
Honestly,
are. We actually are very talented. For I
yeah,
think for the project, how I went through a series of arrangements for the project and it made sense to me. I didn't want to start with misplaced intro because I mean the idea is that it's a misplaced intro. So
exactly.
that was just going to be last. And I needed it to
That
be something that would be very soothing. Like when you
it
just
is.
know, you are somewhere. It somehow transcends even beyond just the vibe because you it's easy
You
to
can
get
feel
lost.
something.
Yeah, it
Exactly.
it
You
like
don't know
it
what to
makes
feel,
it
but you're feeling something.
it creates like a buffer for your thoughts. It's like
Like,
you become comfortable thinking. You
yeah,
just zone out at that point. And then you like when it's you
that's
just come back.
perfect. That's perfect. Like zoning out.
So
That's literally the whole thing.
yeah. So I had to put
I really
time first because everybody just became part of time. There was no intro.
everybody. Yeah. The amount of time I spent to like just that you're recording, those the IG one you posted. I can't even count. It's timeless. Literally, I can't recall, man. Honestly,
Thanks,
so
man. Thanks, thanks,
so good.
thanks. It means a lot. It means a lot.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So speaking about your EP too, like, well, how do you like what's your creative process like? How do you like make songs? How do you write songs? When do you feel best to record? Are you just like
Okay.
kind of person that you can do it anytime?
Well, to be honest, I'm naturally a spontaneous person. Like,
Okay. Me
I mean, of course, I would care about the mood and I would care about where I am and the conditions in which I'm going to record the jam. But as much as I care about the little details, I also care about creating the song more than I care about the little details. So
Yeah. Okay.
um, for like time that we started live, I mean that was pretty on the spot. They gave me the words and the beat was already with me. I didn't really have an idea how I wanted to go about, but then I picked the
Yeah.
idea from the live and then I'm like, oh okay, we could do this. The initial plan was to put out initial at one point was to put out only time as like a single.
Okay.
And I think I called it the Peeps Jam at the time because it was what I wrote with the people. So I was like, yeah, the Peeps Jam. But then I'm like,
Okay.
okay. So I began to restructure. So I could sometimes I write before I hear the beats. Like I could write songs and then
Okay.
record the songs and send to my producer. And then I mean I have to give massive credits to my producers because they are
Okay.
friends, brothers, people I've worked with over and over. So they do a great deal of work and I can't like overlook it and overemphasize it. So it's like sometimes I send them those voice notes and then they send what they have in mind. Like, okay, this is what we could hear from what you sang, and then we begin to like. There are some songs like that. I think songs like Animals, and then one or two others. And then there are times they send beats, and then I create with it. And there are times we just do the two together. So
Okay.
yeah, creative process is pretty interesting. But there are still times where I don't record at all. Like, I just I just stay away from the mic just to leave. I think that's the word I use most times to leave. I just step away from the reality I'm trying to create into the reality that is, and
Hmm.
so that I can live, and come back and create again.
Like it gives you to think or to be yourself.
Sometimes, um, how do I put this? I think creativity is derived. Creativity is like always derived. There's no point in which creativity would ever be original. Again,
Okay.
I
Okay.
don't know if you understand what I'm saying. It's like it will be
Yeah.
original. Your thoughts can be original. I don't want anybody to get me wrong, but I mean like the fact that you now are alive
Mm-hmm.
and you had to learn words and you had to learn something. Your thoughts are your thoughts, but how would you think your thoughts if you weren't equipped with the the know-how? So it's like creativity at some point will always be derived from something, not necessarily be derived from something else. So um yeah, I think that's what I'm trying to say. So like since creativity would always be derived, is you would have original stuff, but you can always trace something. Like you can trace the person's thoughts. Literally, if you hear something, you can almost say, okay, maybe this is where I think this person's mind is, even if that's not where it is. But because creativity is derived, you can almost like
Feel
just trace it out. So
okay. I'm
yeah,
guessing like this
uh,
influence from certain things.
yeah, yeah, yeah. Give or
True.
take. I mean, sometimes you have to live. Like I said, and that was the point. Because since it's going to be always derived, I step away to live, to really see, to really breathe. So, I will question everything. I will question everything, no matter how many times I think I'm sure of it. So it's like um, I step away to breathe, and I pay more attention to just breathing to come back and write a song about breathing. Like I
Hmm.
don't know if you understand. So
I
it's
feel
like I step away to observe conflicts, to come back and write a song about conflicts. And when I step away like that, sometimes I'll read books. Sometimes I'll just go on like movie marathons. Sometimes I don't even talk to anybody. Sometimes I
hmm.
starve myself. Is all so that I am here because all what we have now and all what the reason I am here talking to you right now is as a
Yeah.
result of how I have lived and how I've been able to translate living into sound.
I
And
feel
I think that's the reason why you can relate the way you do. because besides it just being music that sounds good, is that this is alive. It feels alive. It feels like someone knows what it means to, you know, not really be you, but you get like as an essence. So I step away to live so that I can create, untimely songs because that's the point. If it's not life, then we're wasting our time. So it's, as far as the song, there's life in the song, then it means you're going to listen to it again.
Yeah.
So yeah,
I feel that could be like process. You get
that could be.
that could be like said to be like a creative process. Step away.
Yeah, it is. It is.
I wanted to give like examples like probably Frank Ocean, Kendrick. Like, of course, we have not
Mm,
heard Frank Ocean in like recently, but some
yeah.
usually drop Mr. Morales and Big Steppers. Like, I feel
Mm-hmm, mm-hmm,
the entirety of the whole album is like what he stepped out and was what he was experiencing. Like, the album was quite
mm,
emotional. So
yeah.
I think like what he actually saw, what he was seeing, like that influenced. And I think what you're saying is actually like healthy, whereby artists need to like actually take a break, but actually regain like
Yeah.
certain influence from certain things. And
Mm-hmm.
I feel that makes your music more spontaneous, or it makes you just it enhances your creativity. To be honest, how would I feel?
True. 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 But at the
Yeah,
same time, um, like I said, to balance it, it depends on what the person is creating. If it's me, okay, this sometimes it's the route I go through. Sometimes I stay stubborn at it till I get it. Sometimes I just like let it be. Depends on the assignment and but the sooner you understand that sometimes no matter how you force creativity, you just aren't going to be creative, then
true.
the easier it becomes. I figure it's the same way people try to explain swimming to me. I can't swim. So I figured that if people try to, how they'll be like, release yourself in the water. and, and I'm like, bro, I'm going inside. Like, I'm not coming back up. What do you mean,
I
release
get,
yourself?
I get.
So it's that kind of thing. So
Yeah,
to some people, most people have to step away to do that thing which they term is living. And
mm,
some musicians, it could be hanging with friends. Some musicians, it could be hanging with girls. Some musicians, it could be drinking. Some whatever. But you will find them always stepping away to do that thing which
yeah,
they believe makes them live, so that they can. You can't give what you don't have, you know.
true.
So yeah,
And I have to like give you kudos to your quite it's quite nice and very different too. Same thing with this one and your last EP.
yeah,
I like the fact. I think your last EP. I like the fact that it looks like a collage of certain things. I saw Nigerian flag.
yeah, 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 yeah,
I
yeah.
saw where you put like Africa to be tricky. I saw those kind of sublime things. I
Mm,
feel
mm, mm. Funny enough, my producer's name was Tricky, but I
oh
had to, yeah, my producer's name is Tricky, but I was like, put that Tricky in Africa because like that's where the trick is. You know.
guys, that's quite dope, man. Honestly,
So like I pay attention sometimes that much. So, but thank you so much for noticing. This is
yeah,
not
I
everybody
do,
would,
I
you know.
do, man, I
But
do.
yeah.
So like, what do you think about like being Nigerian?
Hmm. Hmm. What does it? What do I think about being Nigerian? I said it right, yeah.
Think about being Nigerian?
Hmm. To answer that question, what does it mean to be Nigerian?
Hmm. What does it mean to be
You know,
Nigerian? Yeah.
Jigga is like you can't, because what do I think about being Nigerian is one thing, and what does it mean to be Nigerian? To be a Nigerian
Exactly.
in Nigeria, because it's like stages, the stages to it, you
Hmm.
know,
I feel
and it's whatever I say now, I have to be, I have to pick my words carefully because being Nigerian is a lot of things. I think if you had time, the first thing you started with was this country sweet man will for you. Like,
yeah.
and that's the way I feel because like being a Nigerian is it has nothing to do in Nigeria. I don't know if I don't know how to explain this. It's
Hmm.
like, but it has everything to do with Nigeria. It's like our environment, yes. Well, if you take
Okay.
a Nigerian outside Nigeria, you can still tell this is in Nigeria. From how we
Yeah.
go after what we want, from our goals, from how we stop at nothing, you pretty much can tell. And at the same time, you can tell from how lazy some of us are. So is, you know, we have to balance it to a point. But what do I think about being a Nigerian? I think, to be honest, it's crazy. And that's the truth because I feel music is a very effective tool anywhere, anytime. But
Yeah.
being a Nigerian is a lot of things. What I think about being a Nigerian is that's why I can't even find a simple word for you because one time you are happy that
I'm
you
sad.
are, another time you are like devastated, you know,
Yeah.
because like I said, it has as a person, like as a person, there's that, and then as a person who is trying to survive, there's that. As a person who is trying to make moves, there's there's you begin to see different aspects to it, and I mean,
Yeah.
trust me, you never see it all because like there's so much potential here, but it's almost as if the system works against the potential. Like I was saying, it's almost as if the system sometimes works like against the potential that is sitting within the state, you know. But
I get.
if if it's going to be a personal thing, then being a Nigerian is pretty cool. It's pretty scary. It's pretty enjoying. It's pretty devastating. It's pretty terrible. It's pretty scary. I mean, right now we have a limit on our Naira cards where you can spend more than $20 a month. And this law was passed by people who are sharing in unimaginable amounts of money for their political runs. So I mean, if it's almost like if you're going to steal from here, at least give me the ability to, make moves.
To grow at it. Yeah.
Yeah, like if we're going to give you the fruits we make when we try to grow, then you should at least allow us grow, that kind of thing. So yeah, we could, I mean, I don't want to dive into that rabbit hole, but yeah, that's what I think because you can see from the different types of artists we have here at home. We have those in core afro, to those doing trap, to those doing hip hop, to those doing my kind of music. And we're all within Nigeria. So that's to tell you
Yeah.
that there's a vast amount of culture, a lot that we haven't even laid
Sure.
our hands on right now. And everybody is trying to poke
Yeah.
their head out. So it's like you can see the potential, you can see the diversity, but you can also see the opposition. So it's like, you know, it's just
Well
life
said.
as it is. So yeah,
Well said.
being a Nigerian is
Well said.
fun, but being a Nigerian is scary.
Being Nigerian
That's
is
just what
fun.
it is.
Scary.
I would rather. The truth is, I don't think I want to be any other thing. I mean, now I'm in Nigerian. It's easy to say, sha, but
Yeah.
I don't think I'd rather be any other thing. I'd rather be a Nigerian in another country. Like I'd rather be a Nigerian, but somewhere else in the world than be a
True.
Nigerian in Nigeria. Do you get? And I would rather not be any other from any other place in the world, in any other parts of the world. That's just how I seem to see it, you know?
I do feel that way.
So,
I actually do feel that way sometimes. Like I feel like when I'm probably overwhelmed by like
mm,
probably the situation in Nigeria or how
yeah,
Nigeria is treating me, like by my like treating me like I'm not doing anything to you, so
as
why
a
you treating me like
person,
yeah, why you doing
yeah,
like this? I still don't want to be like to like neglect my country. I still want to be part and parcel of this place. I still want to like make it change. I still want to do something different because,
yeah,
as you said, Nigeria can be both. It's almost like your name, say like worship. Like it's peaceful and it's also
yeah.
there's so much
Is
conflict. So like
there's
I still
chaos.
exactly like I will still find success. I will still find peace. I'll still find happiness. But sometimes I'll still also find sadness, conflict, and
And
you know
sometimes you have to find the peace and sanity irrespective of the
in
chaos.
between.
So it's like
Yeah,
I think that's what it means to be a Nigerian is that we we are a strong people who keep moving
yeah.
so much that it affects us. That if you block this path, we'll just turn and follow another path. As far as we get to the front, we just keep moving. And when you block
What's
all
so
the,
optimistic?
yeah, I don't even think
What's so
optimistic is
optimistic?
the word. We just
We
is
just
like
always strive to
we,
prosper.
we just don't want to be left behind. Is I think that's
Yeah,
just what it is. It's like the world is moving, time is moving, and there is something I can do about it. Once we perceive there's something we can do about it, we proceed to do. Is I think it's that kind of
yeah.
thing. So in a way, that's what it means to be Nigerian. Is that no matter what
Mm.
happens, we have to keep going and we have to keep the dream alive.
We have to.
And we
We have
have
to.
it has to be a personal decision at the end of the day. But if we all like wake up to that fact, then it could be something that works for all of us, you know, because we all have to have it here. It goes beyond. I mean, right now, the average person in Nigeria is probably in school because they want to get a job that'll pay them and they'll
Yeah,
probably be all right.
yeah,
But the issue is, how does that affect everybody on the long run? I mean, not everybody has the time because that's the point. There's so much chaos and there's so much confusion that not everybody has the time and the selflessness because it's never going to be selfishness, but it's going to be selflessness
yeah,
to consider every other person in the mix. But that's the truth. If I'm going to go into automobiles, how can I, as a Nigerian, help the automobile sector either with something of a car of my own or a deal that provides cheaper and more affordable cars to the people?
yeah.
As somebody going to study road transport, do I see that the road network in Nigeria needs improving? How can I do that? Who are the people that need to be involved as the person even using the road? It's like we all have that thing here. So it's sort of how you can tell a German that the work he did is not German and he'll do it again.
Mm.
Do you understand? Like there's a deep understanding for German and perfection. It's like this is not German, this is not good. So it's like So it's like as a Nigerian, is that kind as a Nigerian they tell you Nigerians know they carry last.
You know they
So
carry
anywhere
last.
you put us, anywhere if you like make the thing tough as hell, we will shall find our way. That
Yeah,
kind of thing. But at the
that's so
same
true.
time, we're also people that can be overwhelmed. So I think that's what it is. We tussle in between the front and the back and in between. But
True,
despite it all, we find a way to be happy. And I feel that's something that's commendable in a very little way. So,
true.
yeah.
Yeah. I feel Nigeria still probably helps in some certain ways. Um, like a brief, like there's a brief study that from like the music industry, like they do the thing that the problem in Nigeria is just executing. That's the issue. Like from the
Mm,
music industry now, like the problem in Nigeria, I always just feel is like executing. So in the course of this interview, I was like my me and Musa were able to like, or Musa got like a statistic showing like the revenue or like the money gotten from like music and things like that. So
Yeah.
as of 2014, like the revenue, like Nigeria's revenue from music was like 26 million. As of
Mm-hmm.
2018, it became like 34 million. So like
Yeah.
in that line, I feel like the government knew, of course, you know how Nigeria likes, of course, revenue. So the government, of
Mm-hmm.
course, knew like how they could probably get money. They tried like establishing certain like establishment like they created the CIFI, that's the Creative
Yeah.
Industry Financing Initiative, and partner with CBN
Yeah.
and like the bank community.
I
And the
think I
CFI just
looked that
stands,
up one
yeah,
time. I looked
the
that up.
CFI just it stands for like um
Did I write it down? Creative
fashion,
Industry Financing Initiative.
yeah,
Yeah.
fashion, music, movie, and informative technology.
Yeah.
So like I feel like with things like that being in place, I feel if we grow certain like sectors of our music of like the whole Nigeria, I feel we'll just strive to prosper. It's just we know what we
Yeah.
to do, we know what to do, we know what to establish, but the problem is just how to execute these certain things and the people to execute it. Because us young Nigerians, we are really creative, man. Like we do have a
Yeah.
lot to offer. Like I feel
Can I say something
okay,
on the because I had to look it up while I was preparing, and I would not see. Okay, let me say this carefully. Let me say
okay,
this carefully. As worship, I would not advise an upcoming artist to take the loan.
okay,
My my reason is it sounds like a lot of help, but it's not,
okay.
because we're not going to deny the fact, and we're not going to act like we have not seen times without number. Be, I mean, it's before our eyes that the system is not for us. And by for us, I mean it's not aimed to support us, it's aimed to take from us.
Okay.
Now, that being said, with how much Naira is devaluing right now, with how they are devaluing the Naira constantly, why take it? If you take a loan first of 500 million, I think the interest rate is 9% over a tenure of 10 years.
Yeah.
There is no, we have more guarantee that Naira will fall than we have that Naira will rise.
Right.
What this means is when you borrow 500 million Naira and you are to pay back 500 million Naira, you pay back more than 500 million Naira.
Because of the rise in Naira.
Exactly.
True.
And now, um, we have a $20 limit on our cards, unless you have a virtual card or a foreign account, right?
Okay.
What
Yeah.
sadly what this also means is, let's assume you get the loan of 500 million and you want to, because I only centered on the area for music. I didn't have time to look into fashion, movies, and the rest. Because for music alone, before they give you the loan, you are going to need three referrals from three recognized bodies or sponsors. Do you understand?
Yeah.
And who is these recognized bodies or sponsors, and who is willing to vouch for an upcoming artist to get 500 million naira?
Hmm.
Even a label, when they sign you, they don't dash you the money, and they don't, it's not charity, they loan you,
Yeah.
and you have to help them recoup.
Hmm.
So the target is, you must also always know that, just like every business and Uncle Sam and every other person really that has come into Africa at some point to make some shady deal, once again they want to own something. And the truth is, if in 10 years you can't pay back 500 million naira, then they are going to own whatever you have, which will be your intellectual property. And believe me,
Okay.
anybody who has your intellectual property can show at that point who can loan you 500 million, can exploit it and sponsor it well enough for him to recoup and make over.
Yeah,
Do you see the
that's so true
bigger? Do you see
actually.
the? Do you see the bigger thing at play? And this was the last. And I think this what they said for the 500 million for the monetization was equipment purchase, rental, or service fees. So where are you going to buy the equipment in Nigeria, which we all know that most people want to get some particular things from outside. By the time you want
Country.
to buy your rock monitors, you want to buy a Rode mic or something. You mean now you feel like a big boy, you have money, oh, booga. but but then is right here. How do you buy them now? You need to go and get a virtual card. And we both know that Flutterwave Bata, their rate is at like 605 naira. I know very well
Yeah,
because I just
thereabout.
paid my DistroKid sub like recently. So it's like very fresh in my head. And what was supposed to cost a reasonable amount of money is costing an absurd amount now. First, because there's a 20, like, why is there a $20 limit a month?
Why actually?
Do you understand?
I actually get like it makes no sense actually. It makes no sense,
Then
honestly.
it's like I've been telling people for a long amount of time that imagine government that wants to keep you in the dark made schools and you all went inside those schools. Do you think they will educate you enough to come and take over them? Oh, God. Do they look
True.
like people that want to give you power in the first place?
I get actually.
So in my advice is like it's a tempting
Don't take,
offer. And the truth
but
is
don't take blessing.
if you can pay, take.
Fine.
That I can't tell anybody what to do. But when you look at it closely, this 500 million, if you take it, that's minus the possibility of you getting into business with some label or some sponsor or somebody who will probably want to invest, who now needs more recouping. So are you going to run a Ponzi scheme with your 500 million? Or how's it going to happen? Because at the end of the day, you're going to be owing somebody. Somebody has to pay.
I
Do you
get.
see what I'm
But
saying? So
yeah,
it's
but like the thing now is this: you are educated to like know these kind of things. Like
mm, mm,
probably
mm, mm.
you already know like the value of naira. You know so many things. Like you have so many things
Yeah.
calculated. So like, what of people that don't really know? Like, if I borrow this money from like the government, say if I
Well,
like how
well,
do you know?
I think when I was in when I think I was last year, I attended Music Business Academy for Africa, and you'll be interested to be interesting to find out that in this age of information, a massive amount of people are not informed.
Yeah.
It's almost as if for every one person that's informed, there's 10 people that's not informed.
Hmm.
And I'll be honest, we have to do a great job of like informing these people, but who's ready to listen at the same time? Because it's two sides. It's two sides to it. There's somebody right now who believes 100 million will change his life, and you're telling him 500 million. There's nothing I'm going to say today that will change his mind.
Hmm. True.
That
True.
was why I had to go through the route of paying back because most people stop to think about what they're about to borrow when they think about how to pay back.
I get. Honestly.
It's easy to say that okay, this is to fund or sponsor creativity. It's almost as if there are not enough entertainment lawyers because every day from the greats to the upcoming, you see people having more legal issues. Split sheet here, this one there, that one here. So it's like, and these are the people that we're celebrating.
Yeah, I get you.
We have to like share as much information. And the truth of the matter is, we have to bury this information in people developing themselves and making more money. Now, I feel weird to say this, but it's buried in some amount of greed.
I didn't hear
There's
you.
a
What you say?
degree. I say it's buried in some amount of greed. Do you understand? Like
Okay, okay,
we're going to embed the knowledge in a capsule that their greed will push them towards. It's like you're doing this wrongly. If
okay.
whatever you're doing, you're making 200,000, you could be making 1 million
Yeah,
if you get your business straight. But you need to learn this to get your business straight. What does it mean to get your business straight? It's going to affect how you're working with people and who you are working with.
sure.
And the people that are not having any clients to work with would have to improve their business to house the people who know their business. So it's
Mm,
almost like it's no longer good enough to just pretend you know your business, but you know and you can do and you know how to make it work.
mm.
Do you
So,
understand? Because
yeah,
I mean, we're literally still talking about an industry where there are people who feel a type of sound card is weird. I'm dead serious. You could go to record. So I was talking to some of my producer friends recently, and they were like, there are people you would approach with a type of sound card to record them, and they'd be like, they don't want to record with the sound.
why?
Bro, why? But they believe it so much. Do you see what I'm saying? Like,
I guess
they
you, man.
do believe it.
Absolutely.
So it's like, there are people where, I mean, there are still a set of people that if you try to do business with them the way business is supposed to be done, they assume you are being unnecessarily harsh.
I guess you.
Or,
Mm.
I mean, it's Nigeria. Let's be honest. Some would think, this guy don't deform this kind of vibe. So, real talk. But that's what it means. It means that you could be making more money. Like when you hit the studio, you're working with a set of people. Sure, you don't want to kill the vibe, but it doesn't mean you won't ask for your split
Yeah,
sheets. Doesn't mean you won't. If you need if
yeah,
you're supposed to have an advance, doesn't mean you won't have that conversation. Of course, it's as someone who is very shy, it took me a while. Like there are times I'll go to the studio and I'll like fight myself to like just yo, bro, you know. And the truth is, don't ever assume the other person you're working with does not know.
Hmm.
Else he would not be recording that song with you. Like don't ever assume they do not know what's up. If they don't know, they will ask. And after they ask, they will learn. And then they will implement.
Sure.
That's the
That's
circle
what.
for someone who doesn't know.
Yeah.
Do you understand? So it's like that. Honestly, it's like that. We have to like do a whole. I think check my Instagram right now, my story. I had to repost Godwin Tom talking about the 2022 section for MBA. I think they're focusing on three modules: music and the law, management
Mm.
and A&R, and one more module I've forgotten. But yes, that's how important it is because I told you, like for me, it has beyond creativity, it's now business. And when it's business, there has to be rules, there has to be etiquette, there has to be principles. And the truth is, I mean, it's music, right? Music has to be fun
Yeah.
to a point, or people believe music has to be fun. But yeah, music is fun, but music business is like any other business. You have to cut throat, you have to shine your
Watchful.
eye,
Watchful. Be
watchful. Like you might not have it in you to want to cheat somebody, but you have to make sure you are not being cheated.
watchful.
So
Mm.
is still like the whole worship thing. It's like, yo, I'm a sheep, oh, I won't try to eat your
But
food. I'm okay with mine, but you have to give me what's mine.
yeah, you go
Mhm.
to work for what is yours.
Exactly. Is that kind of idea. So it's like we have to make people believe that in them wanting to know more besides them just vibing in the studio,
Yeah.
then if they want to make more from music, then they have to know more than they are currently doing. And that way I mean I strongly believe any normal person would know what's up at that point. Do you understand? Because there's so much artists in the world right now, a whole lot, and
True.
everybody knows something that somebody else knows or does not know. But if it doesn't help all of us collectively, then I mean it might
What's the
help the person individually,
Okay.
I'm not against that. It might be your hack, it might be your method. I think Ross was dropping a single every month for a
Hmm.
long period of time. And that built a kind of traction for him. That's a strategy somebody could read. I mean, a lot of interviews, a lot of these things. Don Jazzy has his podcast, and Dominio has his podcast. A lot of greats have ways they have shared droplets of this information because there are programs. There's the MBA, like I mentioned right now,
Yeah.
for people to. I think the founder. No, I know. I think the founder is Godwin Tom. So yeah, you can look him up on IG. But
I will-
yeah, so there's a lot of things going on. We need to educate ourselves right now, and that's what it means. That's
Yeah.
really what it means. It's like how I explained the whole Nigeria effect too. You get, so it's like somebody's going to study entertainment law is because he knows the law wing in this place is not as strong as it could be.
Okay.
Not like it's
Yeah.
not strong, but it's not as strong as it could be. And then we have a massive intake because believe me, there's for one successful artist, there's like 20, they have a minimum of like
20,000.
20 jobs created. Do you understand? And everybody is paid like in a working artist system. Every that whole 20 jobs that's created, they all get paid. If you ever come to the live music industry, for example. So if one artist has to perform, there's the road manager, there's the tech rider, there's those guys getting the tickets, there's people buying more tickets because of the shows, there's those managing the merch, there's those managing the sales of the merch,
Hmm.
there's those make sure his sites are running quickly and smoothly, there's those making sure every hitch you come and you encounter, you can call and then they'll solve it.
So
All
many
these
things
things.
like
Yeah, you understand my point. Like then there's his manager, there's his personal manager, there's the accountant. I mean, do you see what I'm saying? Like there are jobs that are
that
created just because one artist is successful.
yeah.
But what you find in these parts, for that one artist that is successful, instead of creating 20 jobs, there's 20 people who want to eat off that artist
Out of
greedily than let him grow.
true man.
And to
Very
be honest,
true.
there are also some artists who do not really understand growth like we would describe it. So their concept of growth is what people will be able to eat off them from. So you can't save those ones. You
Yeah,
get.
man.
So it's like, yeah, there's still a whole lot of work to be done in the industry. I won't lie to you. We're doing good right now, and Afro music as a whole is going very global, and
Doing
that's a
good.
good thing. But
Yeah.
for the amount, for the immense amount of talents and skill and creatives we have in here, we've not touched the surface yet, sir. That's what it
True.
means.
True that. True.
You understand? So
Yeah.
I feel like if everybody is on their A game, what that
Mm-hmm.
means is there's more sound pumping out of Africa because I don't know, you get like we're in Nigeria here, and when I was a little boy, there were more Eminem posters than there was the Bunch posters in Nigeria.
True.
You get my
That's
point.
so true, man. Yeah, I do.
Think about it for a second. Like I'm not even saying now where there's like the internet and everybody's like, hey, at at
Then
that time when I was a very tiny kid, when Eminem still had his dyed hair and what are we saying?
so shady.
There was more Eminem posters than there was the band's
Bunch
posters.
of-
And the band
Mm.
was, trust me, he was a huge wave, but there was still more Eminem posters. So imagine the team that has to get to work. And that means everybody's on their A game. And this is the effect of a team on A game that
Mm.
it's not all going to happen in one day. Let's be frank with
Yeah,
ourselves.
yeah.
But the fact that it's possible changes the entire game still.
That's so true, man. That's honestly
So
true.
yeah.
There's a lot articulated to being an artist, as you have said, actually.
Mm-hmm.
There's a lot,
Mm-hmm.
yeah. So moving on, like, so like what do you think about like Nigerian like music culture, like in Nigeria currently? The Nigerian
Mm,
culture, like, what's your take on it?
well, I would say it's alive. Put in mind that I'm also a very indoor person. I mean, I
Okay.
started my music indoors. Not like I like to go out and mix with people, but I also like to shut off from everything to a point.
English stuff. Yeah.
So, like, I mean, what is culture? The says the way of life of a group of people, right?
Yeah. Mm-hmm.
And um, we all know what music is. So
Yeah.
the music culture is diverse and it's alive because it is diverse. I think that's what it means. You know, what it means to be alive is you are alive and there's different elements to you that you can
Yeah.
express as a result. So it's like it's alive and there's different cultures in different places, to be honest. You go
Yeah.
somewhere and it's palm wine music, you go somewhere and it's drill. Like I think I was somewhere and then as soon as I stepped into the place, I just
Mm-hmm.
knew like I was in the presence of like hip hop. Like it was just
Pop artist. Yeah.
core Igbo rap, like pure. There was no, I could not
No
understand shit.
English.
No English. Hard Igbo rap, like them Hillbillies, like hard guys, you know. And then they began to mix it up more with them Modu Modu, you know, people
Udumodu
who,
Black.
yeah, you understand. You
Yeah.
get what I'm saying. Like it's like hard energy. And for somebody
Alright.
like me, if you check my music, I haven't even begun to scratch the surface of what I'm supposed to do.
Kill
So
them. Yeah.
I get the range, but you can imagine in the same Nigeria where to somebody Afrobeat is the only music in Nigeria, somewhere in the world. That's what he thinks.
That's
Like
what you think.
Afrobeat is the most. That's what he thinks because that's the culture. That's one of the cultures that's pushing itself. I mean, you get, but when you come in, you begin to see some of these things, and they are diverse, and then they're different forms. You literally would see a different caliber of rappers alone from one state to another. You know,
Yeah.
you almost can tell when you see them. So it's alive. I feel it would only grow better. However, it would the life
Mm-hmm.
span, yeah, the lifespan of these cultures solely depend on how well we can master the music business.
Sure.
That's what it means. You know,
That'll be very.
because
Yeah.
yeah, because I think that's what it is, to be honest. Because now Afrobeats is going out and I'm happy for it. But
Mm-hmm.
we have more than Afrobeats here. We have more than that. And
I keep saying that actually. Like the fact we have more than Afrobeats. I feel I don't know. I don't like the fact people just define Africa or Nigeria as like an Afrobeat nation. Nah, I feel we really do have more to offer.
is yeah. Plus, like I said, you can tell by the hunger. Like, what is the
Mm-hmm.
person hungry for? An Afrobeat artist right now is just happy that I mean, he's happy at first that Afrobeat is going global, and he would want to
Yeah,
exploit that to the best of his ability. It would take a very thoughtful person to also consider that there's also other diverse cultures within the state that should be out there. So how can we push them out there? And how
yeah,
can we strike systematic deals to push these people out there?
yeah.
And at the same time, you also can't push what is not liked or what is not welcomed or what is not appreciated. So we
Mm.
also have to put that into mind, into context. So that's why I'm like, if everybody ups their game on the music business, we'll be able to tell where what is appreciated and where we are taking what to and what we are trying. You know, like we can tell where we have conquered, where is welcoming us, and where we need new areas we need to conquer and add to the list.
Yeah,
You understand my point? Because that's just what it is. Afrobeat has been popping in Africa for a long time. It makes all the perfect sense that all the big players abroad, Warner Bros, Sony, Universal Music, um, all those guys, just makes sense that
yeah.
they're coming around right now.
Mm.
And the truth is, they are coming, and there isn't enough structure to house all of us enough. And what's the word now? To push everybody together. So what you would have is the heaviest inflow of artists and the heaviest style that is pushing itself at the time will be what is out there. So, you know,
Yeah, I feel you. I feel you, man. I feel you. I like I shall just like the fact that like there's an audience. There's a very of course let's say there's a very large audience of like music in Nigeria. Of course the
very,
largest audience
very,
is yeah, the largest audience is of course Afrobeat. But I like the fact, but that's I think that's one peculiarity of music. The fact
mm,
that each person can find um home or find peace,
listeners. Mm,
yeah, in different things. Like your music now, people there's some people that they don't like Afro music, Afrobeat, but your music is the
yeah,
only thing that they can listen to. So like I like the
true.
fact that I like the fact that there's so many genres and Nigeria currently is like opening up, not just Afrobeat. You can see like
Yeah.
alt
Even
music
like
too, like Juicy,
I think
Santi.
sometimes I'm tempted to put my music in the alternative column because I mean alternative as general is like
Something not
different.
usual, yeah.
Yes, but I haven't like given it a name because to a point, some people have like I mean I've seen it myself a little bit, but people have been like this doesn't also suits it doesn't quite like fit in the alternative column. It feels like it has its own place to
His
it.
own genre, yeah.
But yeah, what I would suggest is we need more structure
Okay,
and we need more structure in the sense of apart from even just physical infrastructure, everything really. We need space, we need halls, we need arenas. Forgot there's so much land, bro, in Nigeria. Like this, bro.
too much, too much.
If you know the amount of abandoned factories we have that we could just okay and let's just pack everything out of them, just like establish something here.
Um,
Do you understand? Because I think when
yeah,
I was when I was very little, it's very hazy in my memory, but there was a time when my pops took me for like a reggae fest. I think it was in
okay,
Kaduna, and they were
yeah.
like heavy reggae artists there. Like the average person there was on dreads, and everybody was like stoked up, and it was high, but the vibe was cool. It was just one community there. If
Mm,
you felt like an outsider, you were not part of that community. And if the moment you get there, they would accept you because you're here. Do you get my point? I remember that time because
yeah.
he had to carry me on his shoulders, be able to see people that were so far back. But
Wow.
this was happening back then. But right now it's like no more.
Hmm.
Even in the Afrobeats that is going global, we should have fests. We should have space, like I said, where people just okay, today these are the artists that are coming to be here. And yeah, sure, we like to shut down and make the headlines. But besides that, we want to enjoy music. We
I
want
get
to
you.
we want to sit down in our numbers and for whatever reason, whatever thing we're running from, we're just coming here to be entertained and enjoy good sound.
Hmm.
You know, in no
Yeah.
time that those little communities become tourist attractions. In no little time, we're having even more inflow of people who are coming into the country for those particular reasons. In no time, we have sponsors coming in because there are people are coming here to spend money. Let me not lie to you. The first thing that brings sponsors to any place is that the person who is paying them before has started paying something somewhere else to get
Hmm.
something else that they are not providing. And what that means usually at that point is they will find a way to get connected with that source. For one person
Feel
is
me.
business, for another person is creativity. And if you can make your creativity suit his business and satisfy the needs of his business, then his business will push your creativity. It's like a symbiotic relationship, maybe, if you want to put it that way. It's a lot of work. I won't lie, it's a lot of work. And
Cheers. Cheers.
respect to the OGs who have like made it work. Do you understand? For
Yeah.
whatever reason, no matter how easy or how hard it was, respect anybody who has like made it work. But as far as we that are upcoming in this game, We have to work harder and we have to work
Oh,
smarter.
yeah.
And in this era of like independent music, it makes it a whole lot easier. You know,
Yeah, yeah, true. True.
it makes it truthfully, you will feel the stress on you as an individual.
Mm-hmm.
But what it means is you are like nose first in your business. Do you
True.
understand? Like you won't even consider a feature if it doesn't it doesn't mean some form of forwardness, like as a
See,
brand.
mm,
So yeah, I think we can put that down like that.
yeah. So aside from that, like, what do you think about fans? Like fans in Nigeria, how do you think? How do you feel the?
Uh,
How do you feel they entail to the artist?
Nigerians are energetic people
Yeah.
naturally,
Mm-hmm.
all very diverse, but at our core, we all have like an abundance of energy.
Mm-hmm.
And what that means is if we like something, we're going to like it with all our being. And
That
if we hate
guy,
something,
that's so
we're
true.
going to hate something with all of our being. We're going to be so emotional about it. We're
Yeah.
going to, we will tear our shirt. Like I've seen men fight because of Cristiano and Messi. I've seen men that you would that have responsibilities. It would okay, let's get it in because
Yeah.
they believe this thing and so yeah, it's
We
interesting for me
yeah.
and yeah, and it's
Like we really
encouraging.
true, true.
I'm listening, sorry.
Honestly, like fans, like I do no, I always feel like because of like the peculiarity of Nigeria's situation, so
Yeah,
we often find sanity in certain things. So like music is one of those many things. So like when you now
yeah,
find sanity in music, but you already find
yeah.
sanity in the artist. So that's why like feel fan base on Nigeria, especially if you have a fan base that is strong, guy,
Mm.
they're going to support you
You
like
know,
hardcore.
yeah, like I said, it's music business. At the
Yeah.
same time, I can't say everything here because of time. But your fan base plays an important role. And if you notice, that was the first thing I said, that keeping the people you have attracted while trying to reach new people
Yeah.
and not trying to keep people you are trying to attract and trying to like entertain the ones you have. It's a common mistake we have that
That's good
we do this
balance.
music, yeah, we do this music today and we get this new set of fans and you're like tempted to push it further. You can, but if you are not satisfying the people you already have, you will lose those ones. And there's nothing worse than losing fans. Well, it's not, I won't use worse, but if you lose them, it's business, like I said. There's going to be
Yeah.
review,
Yeah.
always going to be review. Someone who, for example, had a bad boat ride will be skeptical of giving his next boat ride 5 stars,
True.
So
True.
it's like that. So, but at the same time, the fan base is pretty interesting because I have had, I think I'm just blessed with a very interesting set of fan base because it's a very wide variety of people.
Yeah.
Sometimes I
Yeah.
just sit down and I'm like, how is this person listening to music? Like you don't even look like it.
What's like your craziest? What's your craziest encounter with a fan? Have you had any?
Yes, have I? I think I have. I have. I
What's
have.
that?
I have.
What's that?
Um, I think someone called me one day,
Mm-hmm.
and it was a guy,
Mm-hmm.
and then he called me, and then he's like, "Hello, is this Warship?" I'm like, "Yes." Please, who am I speaking with? He's like, "Don't worry, don't even save the number." He's, I am dead serious. He's like, okay, let me plug my phone. He's like, don't even
Okay.
save the number.
Yeah.
Like, you should not. There's no need. You don't even need to have the number. We won't talk much, you know. But I just heard your song, and the person that played your song for me, I don't want to tell you who he is, so that you won't be offended with him or something. But I want you to just know that you're doing a good job. And oh boy, and let me say hi. He was like, oh boy, continue. If you stop, me and you will get issue. You know, I don't know this person, but he's telling me to
Uh-huh.
my face that if I do not, if I should stop the music I'm doing, we're going to have problems. And of course, I mean, I know he doesn't mean it that way, but like,
Yeah.
that's how much
Your
whatever he
music means
felt.
to him.
Yeah,
Yeah.
you understand? Because people have told me all the time that would you try doing more danceable styles of music? I'm like, maybe I can, but it's going to be in a worship way because I do not
Mm.
intend to occupy a market that's already occupied. That
Yeah.
wasn't even the goal of the first time of coming here in the first place. That wasn't the goal. The goal was to come
Yeah.
and satisfy a need people did not know was there. Until you listen to Misplaced intro, no, you would never even imagine that a Nigerian will keep you in this zone. It's something that you just say, okay. I think I played someone was playing my music for somebody one time, and then the guy was first like, yo, don't you have like Nigerian jams to play? You know, that's his vibe. That's what he
Mm.
likes. And then me, I understand that. But he didn't know it was my song. So the guy was like, yeah, I know. I'm just playing you his jams. And then he's like, these are your jams. I'm like, yeah. He's like, are you sure? I'm like, check. Do you understand? And then
Yeah.
he's like, yeah, wait. Start it again. Do you get? Now he wants to pay attention.
Now what's the
But
pay
then
attention
my
because
question
you
was like,
said well.
where was he before? Like, what? He was like, he felt
Hey.
it was some foreigner singing. Like, but now he wants to pay attention, and now he's a worshiper. And all that was because he now knew that I was the one that sang this song. As far as it was going to be some blown artist, like he said, he didn't really care much. But the
Mm.
instant he knew that this is the guy putting out this amount of work at this point in time that I somehow have access to enough to maybe want to look down on, I think I should listen, you know?
Yeah.
So it's like that. And we have like very strong opinions on things as Africans generally
True.
before we get to being Nigerians. So I usually like put my music to people without them knowing I'm the one. So I'm like, do you want to listen to something? Yeah, I found this new cool artist. And in my heart is like pounding. Because I'm like, hey God, if I flop.
I see what you did
But
there.
yeah, but then they listen, and then there's like an 80% rate of people that really stick with it and roll with it and rock with it because I don't know, it's genuine, it's nice, it's music. I think that's the best way to say it. Like it's music.
With that. I feel we need to be more
So
opinionated about music.
you know, we do, but at the same time, there's something I thought about, and I was like, well, since it's music, it means the person enjoys what they enjoy.
Mm.
However, you can introduce them to like new vibes,
New things,
but
yeah.
yeah, you can
You
always
know,
introduce them to new things.
also
I
as
mean,
humans, sometimes we do not want to like change. So I don't know, but sometimes like
I
someone might not
agree with
just
you.
because somebody is like not used to this, it just feels like it's wrong. Do you get?
Well, something I say to my friends, especially my creative friends, is you're either flexible in your role and usher in the change, or the change will push you out.
True. Feel.
That's just where we are at right now as people. So it's
Yeah.
like if is I mean that's just what it is. Any area of life really, you want to pick politics. If somebody wants to lead the people forever, at some point he's going to die. Change is going to push him out. If he
Yeah.
doesn't usher in the change, it's still going to push him out. So is we learn what we can, we evolve how we can, and to the best of our abilities, because there's still the individual life of an artist that every other person as a listener overlooked.
True. Feel.
You
So
understand?
what?
It's like,
Yeah, I get actually.
yeah.
So like what sorry for cutting you short, sir.
No,
Well
no.
like what how does, because we are the fans now and the fan base that listen to your music. So how does that, and by Nigerians, like people that listen to your music are Nigerians, or people that listen to
Yeah.
music in general, Nigerian artists
Mm,
and Nigerians, of course. But like how
yeah.
does that like make Nigeria better though? Like does do you think the role of music in Nigeria makes Nigeria better? What do you think of the role of
Hmm. This question is rather interesting. Okay, so um, I have to answer this question saying that this is what I think first. So it's like when it comes to the role of making Nigeria better, there's something I say, and I said that the revolution would be born through art. That's just what it means. And people underestimate how important music is in Nigeria. People underestimate
okay?
it so much that nobody has ever paused to question that why, like, why is it that every political campaign they find an artist to come and perform or they play the raining songs? They don't just come and talk jargons and play nice melodious keyboard sounds and lo-fi music and go away.
Yeah.
You hear them playing like club mixes and they're going hard. And this is a political campaign. You probably see one or
Mm.
two faves there, But yeah, that's because they do know the role music has. Sorry to cite this as an not even sorry, but cite this as an example. You find this in I think Bob Marley's song. Is it Bob Marley? By the rivers of Babylon, where we sat down and there we were, and we remember Zion. So I think the story behind the song was when Zion was in captivity, and the people who captured them told them to sing their song, and they were like they won't sing their song in a strange land, right? That's like
Yeah.
so profound for me. Even if it might be true, it might not be true, but like that's a very profound statement of how effective music can be. If you want to even know how effective music can be, you literally can pick Fela. Imagine Fela doing all the things he had to do with activism without music.
Hmm.
You see what I'm saying? But
Yeah.
at the same time, not everybody has the balls Fela has. And not everybody's trying to change Nigeria. Some people have suffered enough at the hands of what they think is Nigeria. So they really don't even care about that one right now. They're just trying to survive. And that's the reality of the situation we find ourselves because there are those doing this to make any and as quick bucks as they can just to get out. Do you get? Yeah, sure, they want to blow, they want to be famous, they want to have everything going for them. But truth still stands that, you know, that's what they want. Because and you can't what a man wants is what a man wants. Like you can't make them feel like less of a person for wanting that. But if you're going to ask me and say, do I think music should play or will play big role in changing Nigeria, then I'll tell you yes. Because it's going to be a ripple action. That's what it's going to be because environments change, that automatically means the content in the music changes because the lifestyle around the music will change. So the culture giving birth to the music will change.
Yeah.
Do you understand?
Yeah.
So now that changes. Those people have fans, and those fans want to be like those people who this
Mm.
new culture, new environment has changed into.
Yeah.
And they are beginning to make unconscious changes little by little, making changes in their speech, making changes in their slang, making changes in their core perceptions of the world, you know,
Mm.
gradually. It's one track a day, literally, that's all it takes. And it's happening gradually and gradually. The boy might look gentle as hell, but after
It
like
might
a
not
year or
be.
two of listening to grime music, you can't like you can't even tell him anything again. I mean,
Yeah.
you can, you get my point, but like he's not going to sit down and let you like bully him out of his rights.
Mm.
Do you see what I'm saying? So it's
Yeah.
like
Has an
it
influence.
does have a place. It does have a place. I feel like it does have a place. And yeah, like every other sector, once music has it together and everybody sees how much people are making from music as not even being musicians,
True. Very true.
then the agri sector will be like, okay, let's pick up and let's pick up and because not everybody can fit into this place. That's the point of
Yeah.
balance. We also need other people in other sectors. But in all these other sectors, music still cuts across them. You understand? There's music in psychology. You need music to brand your business. You need music to advertise your farm product. It goes all the way through. So yeah, I do believe it does. It would play a great role in changing Nigeria if
Yeah.
that's what if that's how we want to put it. Yeah, yes, it would. And if
Mm.
we choose to let it, so I put it that way too.
Get you. So, but like from your take now, like from what I understood, and like from like
Hmm,
my reasoning, I feel also that artists, but I feel
yeah.
artists should like know that they have a very great and huge influence on people. And I feel like what you do
Hmm,
greatly
hmm.
influences like your fans and what people and how people see you. So,
Well, yeah, that's true. Very true.
so like I don't know if it's right, but I feel artists like they should be of course they should be themselves, but I think they
Yeah.
should be aware of this fact that what
They
I'm doing,
influence people.
yeah, what I'm doing, like is really if I'm doing something and I'm going like in a very negative way, people could do that
Yeah.
like same like the way,
Well, you know
like the way
something
like
I
okay.
mm-hmm.
I wanted to like see the way like rich culture and stuff.
Mm,
Like
mm,
now, people be
mm.
like, as you said, a quiet kid could probably be so quiet, but when he's now listening to like someone that is like rock or metallic music, the guy becomes something else.
Yeah.
Like
True. True.
his parents now like, Junior, when you start behaving like this, I thought you were reading your Bible, so you know, something like that.
Yeah. Yeah, I
So
do. I mean, I do get your point. I do get what you're saying. Um, hmm. Now, there's this is something I have to say with all the respect I can muster, is
okay,
that as musicians,
yeah,
the it's sort of like a trap. It's like
mm,
the product of how good you are is going to
yeah,
translate into your flow, your delivery, basically what you are.
okay,
And you might put in enough work to making that music enjoyable and
yeah,
mastering it, and
mm-hmm,
and you might be talking from a place you were like 5 years ago, 10 years
yeah,
ago, or
yeah,
possibly where you are every day.
yeah,
But somebody else is in that position at that very moment. That's one. Two, another person is going to like the music. What's going to happen is I like this music and I'm in this position. And this person is doing what I like. He carries himself how I like. It's safe to assume that if I behave how he behaves and I does what he says and I do what he says, that would do you see what I'm saying?
yeah,
It would get me to be where he is. And the reason they understand it this way is because of how good the music is. I've had people I've there are times I've run into people like in the city randomly at the market or something. And then some of them would be like, yo, I thought you were like some foreign guy, like some foreign baller, like
you do sound foreign. You do sound foreign.
but then you get like but from just the music, that's what they understand. You get from just the music, that's what they understand. And because that is what they understand, they're going
Yeah.
to attach it because that's what they hear. Now, that's just for those few people who like hear and think. There's now going
Okay.
to be another set who want to be because they
Who wants to
perceive
be
it as
you?
cool. Yeah.
Yeah.
And you might just basically be trying, like you might just be, that's just you being yourself. That's your reality. That's product of your environment, whatever it is.
Yeah.
Doesn't take the fact that somebody would try to be you. Now it's like, does that mean the artist shouldn't express himself? It's probably no. But at the same time, it's like the people listening should be able to tell between when I'm listening and when I'm being influenced.
Mm.
Do you understand? Because we all want to belong somewhere. And there's every possibility the fan base with the bigger community will have more people joining them. It's just like psychology. You understand? So it's like
Yeah.
artists would be aware. A lot of them, if you get to talk to them in person, they'll probably tell you not to do the things they do or have done. But it's not going to change your mind from probably doing it because they're probably telling you from where they were, but you are like there right now.
I get you, man. I
You
do.
see what I'm saying? So it's
Yeah.
like you right now can be living your life. Like right now, you can be living your life wherever. I don't know, where are you? You could be living
I'm
your
in
life.
Abuja.
Oh, cool. I'm in Abuja right now. So
Oh,
so
cool.
so like you could be doing your thing, and somebody somewhere is like working so hard. He's checking the things you post. He's checking the people you listen to. He's checking the maybe messages you play. He's checking the church you probably go to. He's checking where you worship, where you pray, the
Yeah.
times you pray. He's seeing all these things because there's something you seem to have that he would like to have as well. And it's only common and pretty much just literal interpretation to say that this is this guy. I like his ways. I like his moves. I like his vibes. I want to have this similar result in my life. I think I should be like him.
I feel you, man. That's well said actually.
You
So
understand? So
yeah.
yeah, the artist should be knowledgeable that he's going to influence people, and um, the people should also be aware that you can be influenced. Hence, you know where your limits are. You
I feel you, man.
understand? But at the same time, let's be honest, it is in the influencing of these people that you build a community.
You get so true.
So
Very true.
so it's like that. So both people have to be in tune. It's like that's why the fan base has to be in touch with the artist and the artist with the fan base.
Yeah.
And the fan base treat the fan base like a body and then the artist like a person. So
True.
yeah, I mean it's that same reason people will be like artist overdose, and then the average person wants to be like, yeah, artists live wild lives and they're around a lot of drugs and a lot of things. And I'm like, yeah, you're probably right. But let's
Mm.
also be honest that it is a lot of work to keep about 100 million people satisfied with your art.
You
A
get.
100 million different people. Keep them satisfied despite all their demands, critiques. It's music, it's business, like every other business. Somebody's going to make money from your going up, and somebody's going to make money from your coming down. So what it means is both people will get to work and will constantly try to lift you up and pull you down, and lift you up, pull you down for extra bucks. So it does help the artist staying in touch with the fan base, and the fan base staying in touch with the artist. So
Yeah. So
yeah.
in line, what does the future hold for you in this music thing? Like, what do you think?
Hmm. I don't know.
Okay.
Well, when you say what the future holds for me, that's like very broad.
Okay, it's
Let me be
vague.
sure I'm not okay. It's like vague be the word. It's more like how much can you control? I mean, I can tell you plans on plans on plans. I can tell you desires. I can tell you wishes. I could tell you excuses, and everything will sound pretty smart, but still isn't the future. I don't know if you understand what I'm saying.
So you're
So
just
it's
hopeful.
like, yeah. So like, of course, I do hope to take it to the very top with what I'm doing, but I
Yeah,
can't take it to the very top in what I'm doing.
yeah,
I do not have that desire to come and to begin to like tussle with people. Although the brand is well fitted for that purpose,
yeah.
but at the same time, it's like I want to live. I want to see this come one day at a time. I want to
Mm.
see people vibe to my music. The sooner it happens, the better. I won't even lie. And I'll be honest, the sooner it happens, the better because there's like stuff we could do, you know, it just makes the whole movement as a whole. Right now I'm running independent, that kind of. So it's
Yeah,
like
yeah.
it would help a great deal to like be up there. But at the same time, I do not want to deprive myself of the experience of the journey
Mm.
because
Okay.
that's where the whole thing is. By the
That's it.
time if you're climbing a very high ladder, is between when you start your first 5 steps and when you complete your last 5 steps that you have the most anxiety. By the time you're on the roof, well, you're on the roof. You just have to worry about not falling off.
Mm.
So yeah,
I do
as
that.
far as the future is concerned, we have really interesting songs lined up. I might
So
put
much.
out a couple more things this year. I have
Okay.
one visual that's supposed to be out. It was supposed to be out this Friday, but I chose to
Oh,
push it forward because of, to be honest, not only because of, but at the same time, it's been like quite a rocky time in the country. So like, you know, I've had to be like a little bit considerate. So yeah, I pushed that forward and a lot of great stuff is coming. I guarantee you.
I believe you, my guy. I believe you. I have faith in that. How about like do you have a
Thank you.
Nigerian in line
Do
with
I have
that?
any?
Like your Nigerian dream. Do you have a Nigerian dream?
Yeah, well, I would say I do dream of like a Nigeria where everybody matters and everybody does not matter. It's
Mm.
like everybody is important, but everybody does not matter. So it's like you are important, I am important. That makes us matter. It's like that makes your views valid, that makes my views valid, but that means I'm also going to be willing to listen to you, and you are going to be also willing to listen to me, and we might be able to come to better understanding. Because I guarantee you, about half of the problem in Nigeria is buried in understanding.
Mm.
She gets even in getting people to just do the right thing, you have to make them understand is the right thing, or else they are back to wherever they perceive whatever they perceive their culture said, or whatever they believe their religious leader said, or something. So a time where we see ourselves for the people we really are, that I know that this body is not what is just housing me. And because the body is housing me, my neighbor's body is also housing him. So how
Mm.
I perceive him is not really him. Do you understand?
Yeah.
If I was to see beyond that. So yeah, I do say that's
That's
the dream, but
that's
according to trend, they'll say the dream is leaving Nigeria.
nah. You have to
So
believe.
um but
So
yeah, I think that's something I do long for because at that point it apart from it just being about ourselves, it becomes about the next person like by your side.
yeah.
And the only point in which it becomes about the next person by your side is when you understand that person is just you in a different body, really. So
So
yeah.
in that light, like do you have any performances coming soon? Anything?
Hmm. I would say no. I don't have
Okay.
anything coming up soon. I was supposed to put up some things myself, but like I said,
Okay.
I'm in sort of like a transition phase. So I haven't had to
Okay.
like slow down on my Wednesday shows that I do that sheepish Wednesday because I'm
Yeah.
I'm trying to like move to Lagos soon.
Okay.
So like I have quite a lot going on,
Okay. Okay.
and but if like I said, I'm a spontaneous person. So if I perceive that the
It's
situations
time.
align themselves, yeah, I could probably put together a very because like I told you, that's like something that's in my head. So I really
Yeah.
want to do that kind of thing where people just come sit down and listen to music. So just
That would be such a good idea, man. Like I love all this kind of.
mm,
I like all this kind of experiences that I have to feel what the singer or the artist is doing. I like in a
mm,
very cozy, nice environment.
yeah, like grass, laid back vibes, cool
Yeah.
evening. So there's plans and there's dreams, but it's dedication and hard work as always.
Yeah. I'll be waiting for the performance, though. Hoping for the performance, honestly.
For sure, for sure.
I think all your fans will be wondering, like will be wanting your performance, want to see you live. You get.
Sometimes I think to be honest, I'm a human being. So sometimes like I feel like I hope there's enough of these people who
There
rock
will
with
be.
me,
There will.
but trust me, every day they surprise me and I am grateful. I think I went to withdraw from POS which day
Mhm.
and somebody just tapped on my shoulder. I will not even lie. I like entered beast mode because I'm like, why are you tapping me when I'm like withdrawing money? You know, like Nigeria is just a very interesting place. So I was like, who's this guy? And then the guy was like, sorry, Nigerians always start with sorry. So I was like, okay.
Yeah.
Yeah. So sorry, are you Warship? And then I'm like, oh shit. I'm like, okay. I wanted to say no. I wanted to say no. There are people that ask me, am I Warship? And I will say, no, I'm Daniel. Why get people tell me that I look like him. Who is this guy? Then they will show me his page and they'll be like, boy, it's you. I'm like, yeah,
It's
So
you.
it makes meeting them fun. So I was like, yeah. And he's like, bro, I really like your song. Then he pointed to his friends down. And they were all like
Yeah.
peeping. They were like, it was like they are
Yeah.
not even sure that I'm the one. He just felt the courage to like just come and ask me if I'm not the one, so sorry, that kind of vibe. But
Yes.
like yeah, and it did mean a lot. It really did. So I feel we're making quite a community and I should begin to like reach out to those people so that they understand what we are about and what we collectively would love to achieve. And it's not some very lofty, unattainable goal. It's
Yeah.
simply just seeing yourself as a person and the person in front of you or by your side as a person and what that means.
Yeah. Come to an end. Thanks so much, my guy. It
Man, it was amazing. It was a
was
nice
nice.
time.
It
I look
was, man.
forward to this again. I really do. I
I really
really
do.
do.
I really did value your intellectual prowess and both your artistry. Like I see them merged. I felt it present, like seeing it. Yeah, a
Thanks, my
different kind
lord.
of breed. A different kind of breed, my guy. I really hope for the best for you
Thanks, man. Thanks, man.
coming, honestly.
Amen. Amen.
And thanks. Like
It should be a very interesting few years.
narration is very
You said?
grateful. I said narration is very
Hmm.
grateful for this opportunity you've given us. I really appreciate it. Thanks so much,
Thank
my
you
guy.
so much. Thank you so much,
Yeah,
bro. I'm grateful for
yeah,
you having me.
yeah. It's our pleasure. So, in that note, narrators, we'll catch you guys next time on our podcast session, and we hope to bring another beautiful person and very very interesting artist or another person entirely. So, thanks, worship.
Yeah.
Thanks so much, my
Thank you
guy.
so much, bro. I'm very grateful. I
Say what you need to come up for me. What you need to carry itself. Carry itself. Come up for that. Then go man. Wait, carry itself come now. Don't we go. I don't know why. I love you by my side.